They talk about America having being a capitalistic society, you know, but yet you have a central bank that makes all the decisions. That's not capitalism. It's a fraud. It's a lie. They deceive the people, and they put out all this spin, all this press. You know, the Federal Reserve is the greatest thing in the world. They're going to protect us, and they're going to make sure there's no more depressions in this country. What they've done is destroy the currency of this country, and they've taken all our gold while destroying the currency. And at some point, they're going to probably pull the plug and create the Great Depression. You know.
And we're talking about the silent hand behind the powers that we see on the news.
Yes, totally. There's no question that the bankers control, whether it's George Bush or Hillary Clinton or whoever it is, doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican. It's irrelevant. He played into it because it was Democrat versus Republican.
Keeping it more local than it really is. It's smaller.
No. Keeping it polarized.
Polarized, right.
Not smaller, not bigger. Keeping it polarized. Red state versus blue state. Liberal versus conservative. Democrat versus Republican. Yes. Michael Moore played into the system and what the people want to happen. They want people looking at Democrats and Republicans and fighting over that. Red states and blue states, but not looking at the Federal Reserve as the real answer. So they hide behind that. It's like the Wizard of Oz, the guy behind the curtain. The guy behind the curtain. And the guy behind the curtain is the Federal Reserve. Well, it's not even the Federal Reserve so much as the people behind the Federal Reserve. They use the Federal Reserve as a tool so they can control things. Most of the industrialized West, it doesn't matter. It's all central banks controlling the governments. And the central banks make secret agreements with each other. So the real question is, there's so much debt in this country, they've got to keep things afloat. So they have to keep printing tons and trillions and trillions of dollars. And it's getting so massive, they don't want to let us know how much they're printing.
Right.
And we have no way to measure how fast we're going to lose the purchasing power of our money. And then on the other hand, if they choose to stop printing money, they can cause the biggest depression that ever happened in this country.
Food, travel, internet, social media, communications, energy usage requires a valid digital ID, without which you are locked out. This has already happened in China and actually a lot of Asian countries. 86 million people in Vietnam have lost their bank accounts because they refuse to comply with digital ID. Okay, so we're seeing this already, and there's other countries. In China, hundreds of thousands of people are basically, they have nothing. They're just out on the streets because they lost all of their social currency, meaning they can't function in society anymore. These are people who've had digital ID, but because they did not like what they were posting and things that they were doing, or they didn't meet certain requirements, these were just working, healthy people, not criminals or anything like that. And then when I show you what is being said here and done here in comparison, it's going to shock a lot of you. So let's continue. Once that situation is in place, the conditions of validity can be set to whatever they want. Didn't take the latest experimental mRNA vaccine? Digital ID invalid. Posted misinformation on social media? Digital ID invalid. Social credit score too low? Digital ID invalid. Exceeded your carbon allowance this month? Digital ID invalid. Voice criticism of your new technocratic overlords? Digital ID invalid. If we allow our governments to succeed in rolling out digital ID, we will end up living in a giant open-air digital prison from which it will be virtually impossible to ever escape. So I've told you guys that we are in the end times. This is it. When you compare what I told you about what's going on in Jerusalem, building of the third temple, just the laws that are being put in place, these things that are secretly working behind the scenes, the 2.5 trillion spent in just a couple of months for these for Project Stargate, the huge AI data spaces, data centers that are going up all over the country. 2.5 trillion, something none of us asked for. We don't need that kind of power for anything right now unless there will be 100% surveillance on every single American. This is going to be worldwide. There's no place that you're going to be able to go to escape. Let me just say this clearly. Every country is rolling this out, from third world countries to the US, the UK, Canada, all of that. Okay? So there's nowhere to hide. I told you, you're not going to be able to, fight against the government. They're doing that in the UK right now, but they're still going ahead with it. You can protest, resist, but this is the way they want the future, and we know why.
Maybe it's... The Bible has a lot to say about this, but what Elon Musk...
Yeah, what this guy ought to see.
It's hard to fathom what Elon Musk just said. He argued we're quickly heading into a world where work will be unnecessary and money useless. The Bible has a lot to say about this, but let's take a look at what Elon had to say first.
Say, like, in the long term, where will things end up? Long term, I don't know what long term is. Maybe it's 10, 20 years, something like that. For me, that's long term. My prediction is that work will be optional. Optional. So
We'll take that.
yeah, I mean, it'll be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional. It's kind of interesting, and my guess is, if you go out long enough, assuming there's a continued improvement in AI and robotics, which this seems likely, the money will stop being relevant at some point in the future. Currency becomes irrelevant. But AI and humanoid robots will actually eliminate poverty. And Tesla won't be the only one that makes them. I think Tesla will pioneer this, but there will be many other companies that make humanoid robots. But there is only basically one way to make everyone wealthy, and that is AI and robotics.
Well, I want to bring in...
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, Quadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawako coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this whole, not necessarily AI, but more so the MOTB, because apparently, like you heard what this dude was saying. Where the frick is the damn thing?
There's a continued improvement.
Yeah, this dude over here that was basically talking about how he basically is saying that there could be no need for normal citizens to work at all, or it's going to be optional because they want to implement this whole digital thing and stuff like that, which of course that sounds extremely like appealing. I mean, especially with how terrible things have been for people constantly working their asses off now just to make ends meet, working multiple jobs, side hustles and all that stuff. All that is already what people are doing for minimum, but now they're trying to say, okay, well, we're going to change it into something else where you guys get to live, but then you need to do X, Y, and Z, and the conditions that come along with it. So let me actually get this. Please help me remember. It was that's crazy. I don't remember the exact thing. Sirach, of course, Sirach. Sirach 14 verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. Basically, if Esau has something good he has planned, it is never his first intentions. It's never his first attempt, his best guess is whatever, simply because there's like terms and conditions and stuff like that, the traps that go along with it, and it's like, okay, well, here's the snare, here's the actual thing, here's my actual things, here's how I actually feel, and this is the thing that goes to backstab the people rather than actually helping people. All right, so these are the things that you need to be aware of, especially someone like this guy. All right, nothing ever is good when it comes to these people, especially him when he was talking about how he's conservative and he's not supposed to be the freaking nice guy or all that shit. It was basically like the conservatives supposed to be the ones about compassion, but yeah, where's this compassion? Where's that compassion when his Teslas or whatever the fuck were getting bombed or destroyed or something. I forgot what happened, but basically he was basically talking that shit and saying that he's not a part of the compassionate side. He's a part of the more ruthless side or whatever, which that just goes to show the devil admitting to whom the devil is. All right. Anyway, continuing on. Which one was that at? Oh, here. Revelation chapter 16, verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. That's perfect, because I was wondering where this is. And then, that's the thing where, there are these demons, these devil workers of devils, all right, working miracles as devils that are going to tell you, oh yeah, you guys are not going to have to work, you're not going to have to do this, you're not going to have to do that. And while it might come to pass, sure, but the thing about it is, or the important thing to take note of, is what came as a result of it, or what is tied to it, which it's wickedness. Wickedness is tied to it, where they are constantly destroying the people. Verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils, working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the great day to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. I read it and then I read it again because my eyes were catching up. But anyway, basically that's the thing where they're capable of working wickedly. All right. Now hold on. Let me also get one more thing. It was what was it? It was witchcraft. I don't think it was that. Anyway, Yahawadah, I remember it. But basically, the thing here is, when it comes to, like, quote unquote good things, like, oh, people are getting healed, people were having their bodily functions, like, say people lost feeling in their arm, in their spine or whatever, and they can't walk or use their hand. That's what Esau does. Where there was that one thing where Elon, he was basically working on some fake hands and stuff like that, as well as Neuralink, where they're letting these people that don't have feelings in their entire bodies or stuff like that, their nerve system is messed up, they're giving them the ability to do all this stuff, which of course it sounds good, it sounds nice. Oh, you don't have feelings in your hand? Oh, well, here's this, you can use your hand, you can use your brain, we have ways to do that. But then it's just like but then what's the fine print, mind you, all right, which that's where this comes in, where it's Revelation chapter 9 verse 6, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And basically the thing is, like, this is not anything confirmed yet, all right, but I, speaking as a man, as my own observations, the thing about the nervous system is, if you actually understand anatomy, how the brain works, or how the brain controls the brain controls your body, obviously, okay, and the stuff is with the nervous system, electricity is sent to your hand, to your fingers, to your leg, to your entire body, in order to control whatever parts of your body. All right. So as a result of that, keyword being electricity, all you have to do is replicate certain electrical impulses to send from an intermediary a secondary device. All right. From a foreign device to the brain and then to the body, or from the device to just straight to the body to control the body. And I'm not sure. I believe that it's a possibility, okay, that this might be a thing already, but we don't know. But I don't know yet. They haven't really confirmed it. But I do believe that one of the potential possibilities is that they are working on something to kind of do that, and the implications for that is where if there is something else that's controlling the body, who's to say that they don't just hack said, or not necessarily hack, but just control said device directly to control said body, and by extension of that, you lose control of your body, or you yet again, and your body might be moving, but it's moving from another source that acts as a pseudo brain, which is the said device that restores and generates electric impulses in order to control said impulses. All right. So that's just something I wanted to kind of share. This was something that I thought, from my studies, not necessarily studies, but I know enough about autonomy and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, well, maybe that might be a potential thing. Maybe not. I don't know. But, this is just more reason to be cautious. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, YAHAWASHI, double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, a bud ball, and shalom.